Well, good evening. We have got an spectacular one-day special here now. Of course, Sentimentally Yours means one thing here and everywhere. It's, of course, means Phill Martin, and Phill Martin is in the building. How are you?
I'm good, darling. Hello, good afternoon, everybody. I'm good. How are you?
I'm very excited about this one-day special because it's the first time that I see layering dies, A5 from you, but also the fine detail of those scallops.
They are incredibly fine. So one of the things I wanted to do was to make sure that they fit on smaller machines. As you know, all my like the double D boss, the eyelets, they're all on A4 plates. So these will fit on the smaller machines, and these are incredibly beautiful, detailed dies. And you know me, pushing the boundaries. So the board that Paul's going to show you in a second will show you just how detailed the scallop is on there. And I know it's like a millimetre thick.
It is. I mean, it's just like the finest, and it's like pure lace. That's how I feel that it is.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I've done is I've made sure you've got layer upon layer upon layer upon layer. So many different ways you can use these dies. You can use them as they are. So if you just turn that on the side and just show people the depth of one. Yeah, so I've done these boards myself, and I've mounted them all on foam tape just to show you the looks that you can get. And that's obviously with using all of the dies in that set. But you imagine when you get these home, if you miss a die, create a frame. Miss 2 dies, create a bigger frame, then go back and do it again, create a smaller frame. I love layering dies. These are a staple product that we use all the time. You know that these are never going to date. I've used every bit of the metal I possibly could. So when you come to me, I will just quickly go through my dies and show you all the detail in them. But I mean, you at home will know this. You're never going to get bored
I'm going to have one more. It's just because there is a lot of samples as well to show.
It took me ages to do them, and 12 rolls of foam tape, I'll let you know.
Well, I kind of imagine. It's a lot.
But aren't they beautiful?
The thing is that you have got a lot of dies in each of those sets. Now, of course, we have the one-day special. In actual fact, you have the details there on the screen. Now, you have the diamonds and the rectangle and the circles. You can see above in here, the top shelf. That is one option. And then you have the bottom option as well. There is the square, the labels and ovals. I love those labels. Now, if you go for one of these two options, you have a £6 saving. £53.97 is your price. You have a flexi-buy option to split the cost if you wish to do so. 911143 is the item number. However, most of you or all of you are going for the full collection. Why? Because on top of having those savings, you know, those savings that you have from each of those options are carried forward. Additionally, you have got a saving of £3 if you are not a Freedom member. You are getting all 63 dies, and of course they come in with the magnetic sheets. Then on top of that, if you're a Freedom member, you have a 10% discount on top of that, which makes it a white knot deal. You know what? Of the complete collection, already 20% of the stock has gone. That's the 24 hours of stock, and let me tell you, I haven't even given you the whole details of it. So please make sure to check out your baskets in there. Right now, if you go. Now, you want to go through the dies?
Yeah, absolutely. Phil? Come to me then, and I'll grab my dies and I'll go through them with you. One thing I will just point out before I forget to tell you this, I've just spotted that Freedom price. So these dies will retail at £19.99 on their own individually. That's 120 quid. So if you are a Freedom member going for the whole bundle, you're getting one of the dies for free and then a £5 off the next one. It's a £25 saving, which I think is just crazy.
It is.
Did I agree to that?
I know, right? It is.
Did I agree? Yeah, I must have done. But that is a phenomenal deal, and I know you won't beat that anywhere. Right, so I'll go through my dies. You know what I'm like. I've got my little tubs, look, with my label on, so I know that this is my charming dies.
Oh,
and I've called them charming because they really are. They're absolutely beautiful and intricate. One of the things that was important for me, I'll do it this way, shall I? So we'll go through the dies. They come on the magnetic sheet, as you would expect from me now. Important for me to make sure that these fit on the smaller machines. So I know not everybody has the A4 machines just yet, but also look how close I've got these dies. Yeah, there is literally not a millimetre of wasted space on this. So what you're paying for is the exact amount of metal that we've used. So you have the lacy scalloped one, then can you see the next one? Let me just pull that out a bit.
Yes, of course.
So you've got the plain one there. There's nothing plain about these. I'll show you when I start using them. Then you've got another one and another and another and another and another. And then right in the middle, you've got two little buttons. And these buttons, you can see you've got my signature deboss in there. So these stitches, unlike any that I've seen, will deboss, they won't cut out. Yeah. And you know me, debossing is my thing. So on the diamond set alone, that is 9 dies. And 9 dies that you're going to be able to mix and match within its set, within itself, and create loads and loads of frames and toppers. So that is the diamonds. We'll move on to the circles. So again, same principle, and hopefully you'll get the idea as I did when I was designing them. I know now that I can use the diamond and I can pop one of the circles inside it or on top of it and create a different look again. So the circles actually have 11 dies. So same principle, lacy scalloped one, and then you've got the debossed plain one in between. I'm going to try and be quick because you know I'll never get my demo finished. Yeah. Then we've got the same with the oval. The oval is 9 dies again. Same principle. You imagine when you're using these, I've done so many samples, it's crazy. Then you have the label. So the label has 13 dies. So you can see that here, yeah, when it got too small, when the scallop got too small, I thought, no, I'm not having that. The scallop got too small and it didn't look right. So rather than waste the space, I've given you extra layers of the deboss stitching. Yeah, so oh, it's just absolutely beautiful. So many ways to use these. And then 4 buttons. And then you've got the squares. All of these I would class as essential shapes that you know you're going to use year in, year out. They're never going to go out of fashion. So you've got the squares, which has 11 dies. It's a different shaped heart. Yeah, and I didn't just do a plain square. We've got a snipped off corner square. Can you see?
Yeah, I love it because it has that vintage effect. I have never seen a square,
with that angle.
With that angle.
And with a scallop on the outside as well.
I've never seen it.
Absolutely. And then last but not least, you've got one, which is probably one of my favourites, which is the rectangle. And this one has 10 dies. So if you look, we've got stars in the middle of this one. So I haven't just taken a heart shape and pulled it and skewed it and made different heart shapes. I've filled the space as much as I possibly can. And these just make amazing little embellishments. I've got some on my card somewhere. I'll show you. In fact, I can see it. Can I just grab it?
Yeah, of course.
Can I grab it? Can I grab it?
I'm
grabbing it. So you have a look at the middle of the flowers on here.
Oh,
that is, yeah, that's one of the small circle button dies.
Diamonds, yeah.
How gorgeous are these? And these are really pretty dies, and I make no mistake, that is exactly the look I was going for. However, if you go on the Sentimentally Yours Facebook page and look at the album where I put all the samples in, there are quite a few masculine style cards in there.
Well, talking about this, I mean, for instance, this one is one of the ones that has caught my eye. Because I love how this one is lazy. It has trimmed off the rest of it, so just a little bit on the edge. And then, of course, the circle. So it's not all about those kind of elements of layering. It has got the prettiness, the delicate element to it. But of course, you can then bring all however style. I adore the squares. I think the squares are very, very different from anything that I have seen. And of course, you have got the diamonds as well and here. And I really love that combination as well.
Can I just say as well, because I always forget, I'm going to say thank you to the design team. And what's been really interesting, there's about 65 samples in the album on Facebook. Yes. So thank you to Joanne, Karen, Linda, Lozzie, Alison and David, Alison's husband, and of course myself.
Oh, yourself.
But one of the things that I've loved about seeing their samples is how differently we've all interpreted these dies. Yes, they're absolutely gorgeous and very pretty, and you know me, you know you're going to get pretty cards from me. But Linda has done some, and I'm like, I would never have thought of doing that. And that is, I found it inspirational to look at what they've done. Right, let's just show you a few of mine, because they took me ages to do, so I'm showing you.
Love that. This is one of my favourites.
So this is the idea I had in my head when I was designing these is all the different ways we're going to be able to use these dies. So you can see there I've used the labels. I've actually embossed that section, and then I've finished it on the inside. We'll get to the sentiments shortly, yeah. But look at that, is just class in a glass. Just using a few of the dies, it's so easy to create cards like this. And another one that's quite clearly mine. I think the flowers give it away. But can you see the circle at the back? I put it twice and then just moved it along a little bit so it looks like a double scallop.
It looks almost like Celtic.
Yeah,
Even.
yeah. And this is the joy of these dies. You move them to the side, you give them a little shadow, they look completely different. And the variations that you're going to get with creating frames, like this card here, which is obviously another one of mine, because of the flowers. But look what I've done with the oval, look. I've created the frame in the white, and then I've created another plain frame with a stitching detail, and then just laid that on top, and it fits perfectly, and that's exactly what you want. Can you get in close enough to see that stitching detail on the oval? Look at that. Now I'm not blowing my own trumpet when I say this, but I've already told you it's a two-stroke, three-step process to perfect this without it cutting through all the way. Yeah. And that, for me, is just the most beautiful finish, because it's a debossed detail that you don't necessarily notice straight away, but it looks absolutely gorgeous. So shall I show any more? I've got two more here.
Yes, of course, go on.
So this is another one of mine that I actually did this on my Facebook Live the other night, so if you want to watch how I made that. But at the back here, so the rectangle, I've actually cut a scalloped aperture into the white card, then created the dark blue frame, yeah, and then I've slotted that in place, almost paper pieced it. Right. So that is actually flat, that layer there. And then obviously I've done more layering on top. There's just so many different ways you can use these dies. And I mean, you know me, dies are not my... Stamps are my thing, so dies for me have to be absolutely awesome for me to be able to release them. I don't just do, well, you know this at home, I don't release dies every month, so it takes me a long time to get them where that they're perfect. And I will just say the people who make them for me got them right first time.
Oh, well, good.
Yeah, didn't have to send anything back from the prototypes, well, which is good.
Yeah, it's very good indeed. Well, I have got some news. Now, already 40% of the stock of the complete collection has gone. Now, this will be the stock that lasts 24 hours. This is the one day, well, the kind of extra one-day special, if you want. Remember that the individual savings of £6 each, so that would be £12 are carried forward, and then you have got a £13.49 additional saving if you are a Freedom member. Now, of course, if you want it, do check out your baskets. 40% of the stock has already gone. 772010 is your item number. And with that, well, here there is more inspiration. Those are, and they are unique in the sense that they are designed by Phill, and I love that you are getting what I think is a bonus, the buttons in the middle. They are just glorious.
Well, it's just another embellishment, and you know, I mean, people at home will know this. When you're paying for dies, you're actually paying for the amount of metal that you use. So I've wasted none of it, and I love little button embellishments on my cards. You can already see this at home, whether if you've got a man's card to do, you can do a row of stars on a border and it won't look too girly. You can do a row of the big circle buttons and it won't look too girly. This is why I put lots of different shapes in there. You've even got some oval buttons and some squares.
Absolutely. Yeah, which is great as usual. Right, you want to start the demo then, Phill?
Yeah, right, okay, so we're going to do, you know I'll never get 2 cards done on this kind of show. What I have done is I've got everything is already cut and prepped, but I am going to show you the dies being cut because for me that's really important. So we're going to create a different version of this. So the demos that I've prepped for today and tomorrow, whether it lasts till the end of tomorrow, I don't know, but I'm trying to show you different colourways, different versions. So this sample here, I've used the labels. Remember I showed you that? So on the one that we're going to use, I'm going to create now, we're going to do it with the ovals. And I want you to see that as a set of dies, the versatility from having 6 different shapes means that you can create this card which was really easy to do, I've got to say. It's just cut off at the front, and then it's basically just die cutting. But you can recreate that 6 different ways, just straight away with the 6 different shapes. It's crazy when you start to look at the value for money from these dies. So let me move all my bits out of the way. So I'm going to cut an oval for you and just show you. Now I use this machine. I can tell you that all of these dies, even the square, will fit on the Cuttlebug, the original Big Shot, the smaller dies, and that was something that was important to me. And I'm just going to show you this because this will make you laugh. So all these bits here, this is what I brought with me to do my sample die cutting. But all of these bits are what were left over from my samples.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and when we get to the sentiments, we've not even shown you those yet, but when we get to those, all these little scraps like this, you're going to use them. I've used so many of my scraps. Yeah.
So you can make it a completely coordinated card.
So what we'll do is we'll cut one of the ovals and just show you how well that cuts. Because see, I'm not worried too much about where it's going. Pop that on there. And I can also tell you that if you use a manual machine, you will only have to go through once. Yeah. Right. Listen to my machine, you can see how much hammer it's had over the last few weeks.
I think you
it's like me in the morning. So I'm literally just cutting one of the ovals. So if you were creating a frame, all you would do, which I will do on the 8 o'clock show tonight, all you would do is put the inner one in next to it. I mean, all the bits have literally just fallen out. Just going to flick them over, and look at that. Oh, do you know what? This drives me mad. You know, when I'm at home working, the bits. You know, I can't make a mess.
You're
but
so
have a look at that.
tidy.
Oh, so can we see that stitching again?
Yeah.
Because this is why I pay more for this 3-step process for the debossing, so that it does it in one go. No rubber mat, no going back through again with a rubber or a tan mat or anything. It does that in one go, and I'm just going to flip it so you can see the other side doesn't cut through. Look, it's just the debossed space that you see there. So that is how intricate these dies are. So there you go. So now you've seen me cut one. I can't make a mess. I'm going to be cleaning all this up afterwards. So if anybody's watching me and seeing me make bits of mess on the floor, I apologise, because I don't do mess.
Oh.
Right, so let's show you how we can put this whole card together. So I've got my sentiments here, and I will die cut those and show you again, because I know you've already spotted them on the website. We've not even shown you yet, but I want to show you how they come together. I've done less prep than I would do normally, because one of the advantages of having me do a die show is I'm going to show you how I make the cards from scratch. Okay. So, which I don't normally do, because as you know, normally I've got all my layers and everything stuck together. So this is just everybody who watches me, or everybody who's in my little Crafting with Phill Martin and Sentimentally Yours Facebook page. Yes, that's a blatant plug. But everybody who's in there, this is an A5 card. Oh. Yeah, you know me, I rarely do A5 cards, but when you can make them look as pretty as this.
And they work so well with the labels and the rectangles and diamonds as well.
And you can also, one of the samples somewhere is a square version of this, where I've used the squares. Yeah. So all I've done is I've chosen, the cardstock will be on the website. So you will be able to get all the cardstock on the website. So I've used pure white. So just go on the website and shop by brand and Sentimentally Yours. Pure white, lavender and purple. And it's funny because purple is not a card that I go to. I need my glasses on. It's not a colour of card that I go to very often.
Purple?
Yeah, purple, which is not bizarre, but you know when you team it with lilac, it looks fab.
It's just really good, yeah.
So while I'm just gluing, if you need to do anything exciting while I'm just gluing.
Shall we show the Sentiments collection, the Elegance script collection that we have got here?
Yeah, you do that.
Brand new today. Now you are getting 64 dies. You are getting 2 different collections in here. You are getting the essentials and the occasional, all of them amazing, beautiful script. I'm going to show you the die cuts because you can then see the sizes better. Now you have not only the script, but you also have the shadow, a complete round shadow. So therefore you have the ability to create them like this, which are stand alone, and of course is so elegant.
They took me hours to do those boards.
Imagine.
Hours. But one thing, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting while I'm gluing, but I just want you to point out that the shadow is not just it's not just what's the right word for it? Blob.
It's not a
Because
bold kind of
yeah,
image.
I didn't just want a bolder version of the
Yeah.
sentiment. So the shadow itself, wherever we possibly could, it also has the cutting.
Yeah.
So it makes them really, really decorative. Some of those you could actually use as they are, but starting to layer them up just looks amazing.
Absolutely. Oh, already 30% of this bundle has gone, and we just have had a look at them. And now, then of course you are getting the essentials and the occasional, and you can see congratulations on your wedding, engagement, anniversary day, retirement, with thanks, job, new home, baby, boy, girl. So you have all those possibilities to personalize your sentiment, your cards, and more. Now, if you want to go for this bundle, you have a £10 saving. I don't know, I don't think Phil was in that day when they allowed these deals to go in, because those savings are quite something. You have also a flexi-buy option to spread the cost in 2 interest-free payments. However, remember that the mega collection, I believe it's 3, isn't it? 3 flexi-buy. Oh, I don't know if you can. Well, we'll check if you can just play those ones as well on 3, but let's check. 385822 is your item number for these ones. Brand new today. I can, you know, and they can of course come in with the magnetic sheet as well here. You can see them. All of them can be yours. And if you check out your baskets, remember 30% of the stock went even before we even looked at them. £69.98 is your price. Something else new, which I adore, is the trio of tags, the scallop tags. They are absolutely fabulous. 10% of the stock has gone. Incredibly beautiful because they have those delicate scallops at the bottom, so it coordinates beautifully with the scallops in with the amazing of the layering dies as well. The charming collection.
Just can you do a little zoom in? Sorry, I'm trying not to direct. I'm here.
Holly's
on the tags, if you do a little zoom at the bottom where we've got the scallop,
yes.
You also, so you've got 2 little holes, and then above that you've also got the debossed dart. Yeah, it's just another little detail. Yeah, so I've done 3 different versions of the like reinforcer. And these tags, if you have collected the original double deboss tags that I did a couple of years ago, these are more or less the same size, so you can mix and match with the original ones as well.
£15.99, a brand new die set from Phill as well. 206-328, and make sure to check out your baskets. We are incredibly busy, so make sure to do that. Right, back to you, Phill.
Okay, so in the space of just a couple of minutes, while Paula was giving you all that information, all I've done is I've matted and layered on the front. That's just 3 plain layers. 3 plain layers on the inside. That's glue. Oh, I won't be sending that one to anybody. And then I'm not sure whether these are on the show or the border dies on the show. So you're going to find, and I said this when I originally released the border dies and the original Pretty Flower dies, all of the collections are going to start coming together and mixing and matching with everything else. So you can see here that the Lacelicious flowers feature the same designs that are in the borders. So straight away you're going to get a coordinated look. So that's what we've got on the inside of the card. We're now just going to create some layers on this. I just need to grab some foam tea.
Okay, so of course
I
you
can't believe I've not got any out. Sorry for bending down and showing you the top of my head.
63
The state of my hair. I've seen it. Look, show everybody. Look at this. Look at this. For somebody who has the haircut every 3 weeks, this is driving me mad. And most people that know me, I don't know whether I've ever told you this, I twirl my hair.
Oh, really?
I've done it since being a kid, and you know when I'm tired, I remember my mum saying that I twirled my mum's hair when I was a kid, and they had to cut my finger out of it. But I twirl my hair so because it's long now, I'm getting knots in it.
Oh,
It's
really?
crazy.
We'll have to get you some, you know, kind of oil for your hair then as well.
Yeah, they've just asked in my ear if I'm booked in. I've been banging on the door for weeks. It'll take him 3 hours to cut my hair.
No.
Anyway. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to very simply, same as I've done on the original card, look. Oh, actually, I'm going to emboss that. Oh, I'm going to emboss that. Come back.
I'll emboss that, all right.
Yeah, I'm going to emboss the middle there.
So within one of your embossing folders?
Yeah, so I'm going to let's use the hearts on this one because it's a little bit rounder. So on the show we've got, these are the latest two. So you have the heart lattice and you have the double diamonds. So I'm going to use the hearts. On the original card, look, I have used the diamonds in the background. Can you see that, yeah?
Absolutely, you can see it.
And again, look how different that makes the dies look, just by running it through an embossing folder. It's crazy. We're halfway through the show already. Yeah. That's crazy talk.
Yes.
I told you I'd
You're
never get
doing
two
good.
demos done.
Good.
So, go on. So what I'm doing, look, is all I'm trying to do very carefully, I'm trying to line up. It really doesn't matter because you won't see much of this, but I'm just a bit OCD, a bit skewy. I'm trying to line up these hearts. That's not too bad, look, so I'll use that heart and that heart there to try and line it up. And we'll run that through the machine. If I
the
can
embossing
find
folders, they
my
come in a
plates.
duo. Details on the screen, £17.98. You are getting the 8x8 heart lattice and double diamond. 662180 is your item number. Of course, these ones, because they are A4.
This machine makes me laugh. It's had so much use.
Well, that's good. I mean, it means that you'll have enjoyed using your own dies.
I find myself talking to it. I can't be the only person that talks to the die
Absolutely.
cutting machine.
I talk to everything.
Like, come on, you're nearly there. Right, look at that. So this is the same shape, yeah, but can you see the double debossing?
Yes.
The embossing folder hasn't distorted the debossing, and that's because I know I keep going on about it, but it's really special. It's the absolute optimum depth through the cardstock without cutting it. And for me, silly things like that are important to me for making sure that what we're getting is what we ask for, like quality products. You know, if you see my name, it's been tried and tested and made perfect. Okay, so let's just get this layered up. I'll probably get one card done because there's still other things to do. Oh, let's just pop that on. So I'm just going to pop a bit of glue on this foam tape just to give me a little bit of wiggle while I'm layering this up. And make sure it's the right way on. So already, look, as soon as you use this, this is the simplest way of using these dies. I've literally just die cut the largest oval in the purple cardstock. The next die down, I've die cut in the lilac cardstock. But already, that looks absolutely beautiful, just as it is. Absolutely. And then I'm going to put the next one on foam tape. Do you want to do anything while I'm just sticking this on?
Well, I just need to mention, because, you know, Phil, you have a 7-day savers today that was launched at 8 a.m. because they are always launched at 8 a.m. on a Sunday. And it's one of my favorite products for stamping with because it's the thin but it is slimline kind of essential acrylic blocks, the L, the border and the rectangle. And what I love about them is that it kind of gives you the ability to really make pressure onto the stamps, especially the border, because when you have a border stamp, it's just so difficult if it's kind of chunky. So this is a really good set. £9.99 is your price. Again, Phil wasn't in the office when it was arranged this because of £5 saving.
I'm going to tell you a story about this 7-day saver.
Ooh.
So Jess, who's my lovely liaison here at Hochanda, she messaged me the other day. She says, "Can we do a 7-day saver on your 1-day special?" I'm like, "Yeah." So she said, "Can we do the acrylic blocks?" I'm like, "Well, depends how much you want off." So she got her way. And that's a really good price because they're normally 15 quid. Yeah. So saving a £5 on something that's an essential. Yeah, okay, so let me just show you where I'm at. So I've literally just laid that up, but how gorgeous does that look as a topper before I even do anything else to it? So I'm just going to stick this on the front of the card, and then I'll do the inside. So remember, when you're doing a card that's got the front cut in half, to just put your foam tape a little bit less, than halfway.
Wrong with that. I have so many times done the whole thing.
Yeah, and then stuck it on, and then you can't cover it up. I've learned that lesson. The hard way. So we're just going to pop that on there. Look, so this is how easy this is now. I'm just using the middle scallop, to line this up. And it's just such a pretty card. I'm just bring that down a little bit. Oh, nearly. Oh,
oh yes.
Yeah, but look.
Oh.
Hang on.
Oh, well,
hang on. I nearly did. That would have been fun. That would have gone in the bloopers.
Yeah, I would have.
There we go. Well spotted. So let's just put that on. So already, just by adding, all I've literally done there is die cut 3 ovals, yeah? And one of the advantages of this is I can now make the inside match with little or no effort. So I'm just going to stick the inside in. Now, these are all going on flat. And then I'm going to hand back to Paola while I get ready to do the sentiments, because I want to do something. Have I got time? Yeah. I want to do something with the sentiments just to give you another idea.
Perfect.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's absolutely a perfect plan. Now, I will remind everybody to check out their baskets. Why? Because we are exceptionally busy for this complete collection. Now, in the complete collection, you are getting 63 individual dies, and of course, and every set comes with its own magnetic sheet. Now you are getting the charmed diamonds, the charmed rectangles, the charmed circles, which you can get as a bundle on their own, and in fact that is the one day special, and it has a £6 saving. Now of course that it has that £6 saving, as it has the bottom shelf, that bundle, which is also the second option for your one day special, the charming rectangles, the charming labels, and the charming ovals. Now you have those options there. Now if you want a complete collection, you can have it, because now this £6 saving from the top option and the second option, they carry forward, so that we have a £12 saving, and then additionally, if you're not a Freedom member, a £3 saving. However, become a Freedom member, because you have a 10% saving on top of that. Now you have a saving of actually £25.49, because those £12 are carried across, and then £13.49. On top of that, of course, as a Freedom member, you do not pay P&P. Now, these mean actually, in actual fact, that you are getting one of the sets for free. You are not paying, and an extra £5. Isn't that great? Right, that means that you will be able to not only do layering cards, but also do shaker cards, do apertures. And the beauty of this set is the fine detail of those scallops, but also the fact that they kind of coordinate beautifully throughout the different shapes, those fine detailed scallops. I love the labels. I think they are perfect. I call it elongated hexagons, because they are perfect for a children's card, maybe baby card like this. The buttons that you are getting as well, I love how they fit in an A5 or an 8x8 card. I think also this would make lovely memory albums, because they have that kind of vintagey, romantic style. I love how, we are still looking at the charm labels here, offsetting a little bit, and then suddenly it's a completely different look. But not only you are getting the charm labels, you are also getting the charm diamonds. I adore it. I adore it because look how simply elegant it is. The detail that Phill has added, those scallops, those kind of debossed details, that of course you are getting what you are paying for. You are getting top quality in design and dies, so it will cut beautifully. And it's very important to notice that even if you have an A5 or 6-inch wide machine, you still can use every single one of these dies. It's the first time that Phill has done the kind of, I would say, the medium size for die cutting machines. However, like Phill is using, an A4 die cutting machine. So if you have that, also it will work beautifully. Now grab yours. Remember, you have got a flexi buy option to spread the cost in interest-free payments, 3 payments. And look at that, if you're a Freedom member, £31.48 is the delivered cost. Now, approaching half the stock of the 24 hours has already gone. If you want yours, please do check out your baskets. 772010 is your item number for the complete collection. And here there is more inspiration for you. Absolutely gorgeous. And don't forget that, yes, they are layering dies, but they are the most exquisite detailed ones. And of course, you're getting the buttons inside it. Right, we have got about 20 minutes, Phil. So can we finish the card?
20 minutes sounds like a long time, but it really isn't. Right, okay, so I'm just going to show you what I did while Paola. Clearly, next time I do a show like this, everybody who follows me, just tell me I need to prep more than I did. Because I thought I'd have more time than I actually have. So we're going to look at the sentiments before I move on. So mine are obviously in my little tub that says Elegant Script Sentiments. There we go. And this is the start of this collection. So these two are just the start. Now I'm conscious that, I mean, these are A4 plates, and I've done that on purpose because one of the things that frustrates me is if you buy a sentiment die that says happy birthday, and then you think, oh, do you know what, I would have loved to have done happy birthday to you, or with love on your birthday, that kind of thing. So I've given you everything in one go for the first two that I class as essentials. So when you get yours, they will come as you see them on the cover. So you'll get all your wording, which are these ones. Yeah, you'll get all those at the top, and then you'll get all the shadows on the bottom half, exactly as it is here on the packaging. What I've done is I've put mine together. Right. Do you know, if I'd have thought about this, I could have done this on the packaging, but hey-ho. So I've put the shadow above the word, and I've found, because I've made so many samples, I've found that easier and quicker, so I know exactly where I'm going each time. I'm just going to show you the two sets together, because we've got the occasional and we have the essential as a duo, which has the best saving. So there are a couple of words that duplicate, and I did that on purpose, because I'm conscious of people's budget. So if you're thinking, oh, I've got a lot of wedding cards coming up or engagement, I still wanted you to be able to use on your, that kind of thing. So on your is duplicated, but it's actually a bit of a Brucey bonus, because when you die cutting a lot, you can do 2 at a time. Yeah, so I just wanted to show you those. The script is a brand new script, so you haven't seen me use this script in any stamps or anything like that. It is very, very, very intricate. I'm just going to show you. I'll let you see that close up, because you know me, I wanted it to be absolutely beautiful. And that's exactly what you've got here. And more importantly, for somebody who does a lot of die cutting, you want these words to be legible. Yeah, so absolutely. It's no good having birthday that doesn't look anything remotely like birthday. Well, this does. So I'm just going to show you what I did when I was cutting mine. So instinctively, you know that you've got the drop shadow, so you would do a sentiment and then you would do a shadow to go with it. I found myself doing 2 shadows and dropping them. And then I've also found myself doing 4 shadows, and dropping them. This is why I wanted the intricate one. So I'm just going to show you. So I'll do with love, just because it's the first 2 dies that are up there. So I've got the shadow. I'm going to put the shadow there so I don't get them mixed up. Put the shadow there, and I'll do the sentiment over there. And the reason I've done that is because I'm using my scraps. Yeah. And I'm just going to snip a bit of this off, and that will do my shadows. Don't ever waste any card when you've got dies like these, So that is going to do that part. And then this is a scrap, let me just put that over there, from when I was doing my matting and layering. Isn't it fab when you can take scraps of card and make them into beautiful embellishments? So this is another scrap of the white that I've got from my matting and layering. And let's just run that through. So I did them at the same time. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Because you know I'm going to say I've got 2 sets of each.
Yes, you do. Yes,
That's
you
just
do.
easy for me. So when I was doing my shadows, I could do the 2 in one go, just because it's quicker, and because I can just go to the shop and help myself. And there was nobody there to tell me off.
Absolutely. The Elegance script die sets are on the screen, the details. You are getting the gorgeous essential and occasional there. 40% of the stock hands down. Grab yours brand new today, and the details are there. We are very, very busy, so make sure to check out your baskets.
I love this machine. The noises it's making. So already, look, you can see the bits are falling away. So let's just poke these out and show you how easy it is to do that. So I've chosen with love because the W, when I got my original prototypes on the W, this is important for me to show you this. I know I'm rattling a lot, excuse me. But on the W, can you see here there isn't an extra hole?
Yeah.
And I'm just going to turn that around and show you why. Because look how intricate that swirl is, yeah? So when I had my first prototypes, it had 2 holes there. This is how precise I am, it's crazy. People must think, oh, not him again. But when I was poking these 2 holes on the prototypes to get the swirl out, it was distorting it. Okay. So I thought, you know what, that's just going to frustrate people because it frustrated me, so I asked them to remove it. So I'm just going to, if you've got one of those little tools that rolls through your dies, you're absolutely fine. So on the W's, look, when you get to this stage, just take your little poker tool and just ping it out. And look at that. Oops. Ow. Look at how absolutely gorgeous is that font. It's just so elegant. Elegant script is the perfect word for it. So I'm just do the other one, and then I'm going to stick mine together and show you. So on the shadows, the shadows literally just fall out because they're bigger shapes. Most of the words, like that one's just fallen straight out, look, with love. It's just the W's, so I wanted to mention that to you. Little tip, put them back as you use them, because I lost one of the, obviously I've got 2, but I lost love, one of the loves. And I was very lucky because in my craft room I've got wooden floorboards and there was a crack and I just saw a hint of the teal in that, so I was very lucky with that. So I'm just going to get my little tool here and roll that through. So that has now fallen out. You don't do this on your hand, this is just how I do it when I'm doing it for quickness. So now I have my shadows and I have my lacy ornate sentiment all done in one go. You can do a full sheet of these if it's easier for you, just do the job and get it done. So that's how I did the sentiments. We're now going to stick them together, so I don't actually need those, I'll save them for later on. Turn that upside down because I'm going to be using that. So on the shadows here I've used 2. And you're going to do exactly the same thing as me at home. When you're doing all your matting and layering and you've got all those little bits of scraps, you're now going to be able to take the sentiments and completely coordinate them with any colour of cardstock that you're using. So I've used, obviously, the bits from the purple and the lilac, the lavender there to create my shadow. And I've got 2, so I'm just going to do one to show you, because there are a couple of different ways you can do this shadow. I've had so much fun with these dies, you won't believe it. And I think that's the point. Crafting should be fun. It should be a journey where you're trying things out and investigating. So what I've done here, look, oh, done that the wrong way around and nobody stopped me. Too giddy, Phill, you're too giddy. Can't breathe, breathe, man. Oh. So purple on top. So all I did was I just held the bottom of the word, and I just popped that one on top. And all I'm doing is I'm going for a little drop shadow of the lilac underneath. Yeah, so that has given me a completely different look just by adding that. Yeah, we could have gone with the lilac at the top, at the side, or at the other side. So that's 4 different ways you can create a shadow from that. So now have I got time to do this? I haven't, so I'm not going to do it.
10 minutes.
I'm not going to do it. I'll do it on the 8 o'clock show in the morning. What I was going to do was use the new Crystal Twinkling Embossing Powder. on the Sentiments brand. No, it'll take me longer than I think it will, so I'll just do these as they are. Okay. So, sticking these on, use your non-slip, non-stick, heat-resistant mat. I can't put glue on the back of mine. They were laughing at me on the Facebook Live the other night because they were saying it'll pull all the hairs out of the back of my hand. Well, actually, it's probably cheaper.
2 for 1.
So what I've done is I've just done a little squiggle of the glue there, look, that's flat, so not a big blob, and I'm literally just patting that on. I can't put glue on the back of my hands. It makes me, I just can't do that. If you can, that's fine. So I'm literally just holding that corner, popping that in the middle. I mean, look how beautiful this is before I even stick it down. You can see already, can't you, just how beautiful that's going to be. By
the way, you are using your flat tweezers that come in the set of 3, don't you? Aren't you? The tweezers. Yeah, there are details on the screen for that.
Look at how absolutely stunning is that sentiment. Gorgeous. It's crazy, isn't it? From scraps of cardstock and a couple of dies, what you can do with it. And because we've got the lacy bits from the shadow look, it's not just 2 big blobby shapes behind it. You've still got some of the laciness coming through there, look. Can you see? It's gorgeous. So I'm going to hand back to you while I just do the rest.
Absolutely. I will give a reminder of the complete collection because you know what? We are very busy for that. And now you are getting 6 different sunsets, 63 individual dies. They are brand new today from Phill. And what they are layering dies with the most exquisite scallop detail, the finest scallop ever that I have ever seen. They come, of course, each of those sets come in with a magnetic sheet, so that definitely you have the storage straight away. I love that. That kind of denotes the care and attention that Phill puts in his products. Look at the layering dies. You have, of course, that fine stitch detail in a detail that is not cut but debossed. That means that actually, if anybody who knows how dies are made, it's an extra process that it makes it more expensive. It's an extra process that gives it that exquisite look. Also means that if you want to do inking on the die itself, you can do that because it's a deboss, not a cutting line. Then you also have the diamonds in here. Look at the depth, the different layers that you are getting. This is the thing, it's not just 1 or 2 dies. Oh no, in every one of these ones you are getting the outer one with the scallop, then you are getting the perfect matte and layer, then another scallop, then another matte and layer, and then of course you have got a third one. But Phill has not stopped there. It has given you as many layers as possible, and then in the center different buttons with that deboss stitch detail. That means that is such a versatile set. I love this one. This one you are getting 4 of the scallop ones and in the circle ones, and look at that. I mean, a circle is one of the most useful shapes that you can ever have, and you can never have enough circles. And of course with the scallop one is phenomenal. Remember that also you are getting the diamonds, you are getting the ovals, you are getting the labels, and you're getting the square and the rectangle. So 6 different shapes in there. Half the stock has gone for the complete collection, and this is the stock that should last 24 hours, and this is just the first hour of the one-day special. Remember that the saving, if you are a Freedom member, basically is the equivalent that you are getting one die set for free plus a $5. Now then, of course, you can flexify it in 3 interest-free payments. 772-010 is the item number for the complete collection. Back to you, Phill.
Okay, right, so now we will do some assembly, which is my favourite. Oh, I nearly did.
Oh, yeah.
So now we're going to do some assembly. I can't wait for you to all get your dies home and start, please show me what you made with them on Facebook and everywhere, because I love to see, I can't wait to see other people's versions of using these dies. Like I say, the design team have done some, I'm no good at simple cards. I just can't do it. And I'm usually no good at doing A5 cards because they start off this size and I think, oh, I'll just put another layer on, and then it ends up like this. So it's really interesting to see that these work for every different style. Okay, so now we're going to do the assembly. Oops. So on the original card here, I've used the Fabulous Fauna, which is one of the new dies. Yeah. So I'm going to change it this time, and we're going to use the Splendid Swirls, which is again another one of the new dies. These were released at the end of February, so you might have seen these or you might not. So I'm just going to pop that down here. Yeah, I think it's on the show.
Yeah, it is there.
So I'm popping that on first before I decide where I'm going to put my sentiments, because I want a little bit of a flick onto there. So I'm just going to hold that in place till it grabs. Yeah, you know me and flowers and embellishments. It's the finishing touches. It's all about the details. I've always said that. I drive myself mad. And you know, when I'm doing the samples, I'm like, I'll send messages backwards and forwards to my sister, and I'll go, like, if I was sending this one, I'll send a photo and I go, enough flowers, with loads of question marks, and she'll put, yeah, and I think, right, that means I need 2 more. Right, so we've now got we've got this swirl on, and we're going to pop the flowers on, which I have, you'll be pleased to know, already made up. So I'm hoping that the flower dies are on the show, because I can't remember whether I put them back on or not. I need to tell you, if you're collecting the Lacylicious flower dies, and I know they were new at the end of last month, but I've nearly sold out. They've nearly all gone already, and I will reorder them again this year, but it won't be till later on in the year. So the Sweetheart Lacylicious is not on the show because I haven't got enough of that left. Yeah. So you've got the other 3. This is the Elegance. So you know me and my flowers. I'm going to start with the biggest one down here. I favour glue gel for this just because I like the dimension you can get. So all the embellishments are going on before I put the sentiment on. And I do that so that I can tuck the sentiment underneath. So I'm doing the same as what I did on the original card, look. I mean, look how pretty this is, just from a few dies. And put that on. And how different it looks. I mean, hopefully we'll get to a stage where we can have our craft fairs and everything again. Absolutely. And these cards are really going to stand out if you sell your cards. So let's just tuck that one in there. Just hold it in place. Sorted. Nearly done. And then one of the things that I love about these new sentiment dies is because we have that fabulous shadow behind them, it means that I can now 3D these. I'm not going to do it on the inside of the card because it's the inside and it needs to be flat. But on every single one of my samples, every single one, I have 3D'd the sentiment die on glue gel. Yeah, I'll show you if if I've got a minute at the end, I'll just show you. Oops, nearly did. And it just gives a whole new not the wrong way around. It just gives you a whole new look. Yeah. I want to love you on the inside. Love you. Love you. Pop
but with these sentiments, you can build up a lot of different phrases.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And that's why I've started with the essentials and the occasionals, because some of the words in the essential set you are definitely going to use in the occasional set, and vice versa, because you've got the engagement and the anniversary, which is a good one in the occasional. So now these are going on 3 minutes. Oh. These are going on foam tape. I'm sure you said 20.
Oh, go on.
Not foam tape, on glue gel. So I'm going to tuck the birthday under here. And remember, if you're going to do this, to just be very delicate with the glue gel once you put in these on. I love that I can do this because I've never done this before. Never done 3D sentiments with dies. Look at that. Look, it's just another dimension. Then we'll have 2 and you hanging off the edge. Oh. Happy birthday to you. So 2.
So beautiful and delicate, that is great.
Yeah, it's very pretty. And more importantly, just by changing the colour, let's have that one hanging off there. Just by changing the colour of the cardstock that you've used, changes them from being very pretty to quite masculine. So if we'd have done this in, I don't know, like grey and black, 2 minutes, and I've just got a little heart here. Look, I'm just going to pop a little heart in the background. So the heart is from the same set, the oval set. And I'm just going to stick that in the background. I told you it'd only be 1 card, but what a beauty. I'm just going to hold that till it catches. Let's just hold that till the glue catches. There we go. And now, so let's have a quick look at that. I haven't put any glitter on yet, but I promise you I will.
Oh, look at
How
that.
absolutely beautiful. I'm just going to stand it next to the other one.
Yes, please.
Because when you're investing in dies, this is what you want to see. You want to see how they look side by side, and they are just both absolutely beautiful cards,
Stunning.
aren't they?
They
Even
are
if I say so
absolutely.
myself. And the dies have done all the work.
They do.
I've done the creativity bit by just deciding how I want to put it together, but dies have done all the work. I can't believe that hour's gone by
I know.
just like
so,
that.
like a flash, that's what happens when you're having fun, isn't it? Well, it's okay because we are back at 8.
We are, yes, we are.
So a lot more at 8. But however, do check out your baskets, because if you are kind of, well, you're watching and kind of distracted, we are incredibly busy for the complete collection. And of course, you have a brand new dies from Phill, incredible daily codes. They work with everything that you have done before.
Absolutely. And that you obviously, you know that this is the start. There are going to be 6 more shapes later in the year.
Ooh.
So there will be 6 more charming dies later in the year.
Well, that's a promise. So if you want to start the complete collection right now, do check out your baskets. Remember to flex the Flexify option. Remember that the Freedom price award means that if you are not a Freedom member, become one, because it will work out cheaper that way. Phill, we'll see you at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. You'll love them.
Yeah, you will love them because are absolutely phenomenal. Do check out your baskets though. And of course, stay tuned, because there is lots more here at Hochanda, including Emma Blake and Yanis after the break. And of course, Phill and myself back at 8 for another look at the one-day special.